Hi. When you are creating a store on RedBubble or any other print-on-demand website, you have in principle two alternatives. You can create a general store or you can create a niched store. Today I will talk about 5 methods you can use to create a niche store. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the pros and cons of a general store and a niche store. Creating a general store is a store where you can sell all types of products with all kinds of art. And the pros of a general store are: it's easy to scale a general store. It gives you more flexibility, and it's very easy to incorporate trends in your creations. The cons, on the other hand, it makes it harder to specify your target audience, and it can be harder to define your brand or building a loyal customer audience. When you create a niche store, the pros are: it makes it easier for you to build a brand around your store. It also makes it easier to identify your target audience. By that, it makes it easier to create a loyal customer base. The cons, on the other hand, is that you might limit your creations, you might limit your designs, and what type of product you can create. It is a higher risk than a general store, and depending on what your niche is, you have to look out for trademark infringement. But now let's go through the 5 methods you can use when you're trying to create a niched store. And the first one is to create a store with a specific audience in mind. Create products that are targeted to your audience interests and preferences. That can be deciding to create a store with products for kids or for animal lovers, or maybe even niche down more, dog lovers. And if you want to go really narrow, maybe your store is targeted to pug owners. It can also be a store that caters to fans of a specific TV show or movie, but then you are in an area where trademark can be a problem. I have found one example on RedBubble, and this store is called Harry Magic Place. When niching down to a specific target audience, it can be hard to find a niche that don't have too much competition, but also are not so narrow that the potential customer base is very small. You should also think about if your target audience is a group that is time sensitive, or your target audience is part of a trend. Will this be popular a year from now? The second method I want to talk about is to create a store with a specific theme. And once again, it can be animals, or more specific, dogs, or cats, or maybe even niche down to a specific breed. It can be travel-oriented or pop culture. One store I found that I want to show you is Happy Hound Accessories. That is specific, directed to dog lovers. Niching down to a specific theme might limit your creativity, and it might have the same difficulties as I talked about with a specific audience. Find a niche, a theme that is broad enough to have a customer base, but still not so broad that it has a big competition. A third method can be to focus on a specific product type, maybe a t-shirt store or a sticker store, or maybe household products, coffee mugs, or something like that. And I found one store on RedBubble called PaperBee Gift Shop. And this is a store that mainly focus on paper products like notebooks and cards. They have used, as you see here, some of their products on other things like a coffee mug or something like that. But their main focus is notebooks and postcards. If you niche down to a specific product type and you are very creative with your art, this can help you be seen as an expert in that area. But this also comes with a limited flexibility in what you can create. The fourth method you can use is to focus on a specific technique or style. Maybe you want to focus on photography products or hand-drawn art, typography. And one example I want to show you here is James Ormiston. This, just like the last one I talked about, can put you in an expertise position, but it also limits your customer base. And the last method, which I didn't find a typical example for on RedBubble, is to niche down to a specific color palette. This gives you the opportunity to create all kinds of products. You can follow trends, but you limit yourself to your chosen color palette. And this might have a very small customer base. So now it's up to you to decide whether you want a general store or a niched down store and how deep you want to niche down. I hope this gave you some good thoughts before you make your decision. Until next time, bye.